There's the pretty girls, there's the popular girls, and I look like a potato. A Kawaii potato. Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. Stop, don't click off the video, I'm kidding. If you cannot tell from my crazy outfit today, we're talking about 2013 and 2014. Specifically, as the title says, the Kawaii potato era. Now, if you were not chronically online like me growing up, let me explain you what that means. Kawaii potato meme started with this artist right here and a video that went along with it that blew up everywhere. And it's basically, there's the pretty girls, there's the popular girls, and I look like a potato. A Kawaii potato. Why did I do that? And this may seem like some random millennial meme that's outdated and has no reason to talk about it. But today we are going to be talking about what was happening surrounding the Kawaii potato meme and why I believe it emerged and how it is actually still showing up to this day. Let's get right into it. So the first thing we are going to cover is what social media looked like when this emerged. On YouTube, we had the classic vlogtubers, which a vlogtuber is exactly what it sounds like. It is just regular people vlogging their lives on YouTube, obviously. And we had a bunch of people here. So this was like the Dolan twins, Dan and Phil, Zoella, Elisa Marie, is that her name? My Life is Ava. All those people and a bunch more British people that I don't remember the names of were the shit. Putting cat whiskers on and shipping two men together was the bread and butter back then. Something that was also going on was this general style of makeup that I have today. A bright red lip for Taylor Swift, crazy cat eyeliner, and everything was galaxy. I still remember to this day watching the I Has Cupquake cat ears hair tutorial, and I showed up at school like that and people just thought I had knots in my hair. Which, I mean, I'm still not far off today. On the gaming side of YouTube, Life is Strange was happening, which is an insane game where you are a girl, Max Caulfield, and you have your best friend with blue hair, Chloe, and you have to rewind in time. And this was also one of the first times that a game with LGBTQ+ options was available and was played by huge YouTubers. I specifically watched the Jacksepticeye playthrough. So that's the YouTube side. Now let's go to Tumblr. Tumblr was a shit show. It still is, but now it's funnier. Why do I say it's funnier now whenever there's less people? Because of Thinspo. If you don't know what Thinspo is, trigger warning for eating disorders, not chill, not fun. Thinspo is unfortunately something that's still happening to this day with people that have messed up versions of what their body should look like and what they should be eating. But a lot of these posts were about people starving themselves or black and white images of thigh gaps and bones and mostly super skinny legs, which is obviously not healthy. Like, I used to be skin and bones. I still kind of am. But like back then, it was like not even touching, and now I'm actually like, you know, a healthy weight. And another thing for beauty standards and how people were reacting on the internet, and including makeup like this, was the rise of the brave tangled frozen dragons. Once again, if you do not know what that is, I think Izzy's channel is a super good explanation of it. I will put it here or here, I don't remember. But as a quick little rundown, it is just all of these Disney, DreamWorks, and Pixar characters mixed together because people thought they were cool. And another thing, Jack Frost and Elsa shipped together. I'm going to have another video about that. I'm also going to have another video about like My Life is Ava, Elisa Marie, all those people. Stay tuned, subscribe for those. I worked so hard on this video. I dressed up like this. I did my makeup. Please subscribe, like, and comment. I love you. And if you don't do any of those things, I will tie your shoelaces together and put you back into 2013. And speaking of Tumblr and a little mix of YouTube, people were doing what they called pastel edits. And what that was getting a cute little filter, putting pink or blue or some different other clothing on a YouTuber, and a flower crown, which is what I have today. And we also had punk edits, which were a little less popular, but still like making everybody edgy and emo and punk. I feel like I did a pretty good representation of both. Maybe this is pastel goth. I don't know. I'm just dressed like this because I'm stupid. But what does that have to do with Kawaii Potato? I am getting there. Be patient. Sit your ass down. Thank you. Since that was the general social media era, let's go into fandoms. So, fandoms are just what it's called for people that are a fan of something and they are a group of people, like, talking about it. The huge fandoms at the time were Dan and Phil, Jacksepticeye, Markiplier, and Adventure Time, for some reason. But Adventure Time for this was huge, which I made a little BMO a couple years ago. This is completely handmade. I'm very proud of it. But the reason why I'm bringing up Adventure Time was because as much as I love this show, and again, I'm going to make a video about it, please, everything I'm talking about in this video, I'm going to make subsection videos about, basically. But the thing that was big about it was because of Tumblr's Thinspo having these super tiny chicks that are, one of them's pastel cute candy, one of them's goth hardcore vampire, and then they kiss later. It's the internet's bread and butter. Mix that with millennial language and cute aesthetics, you're right in it. So with all of this in mind, fandoms, YouTubers, the aesthetics at the time, how people felt about their bodies at the time, think about those mixed together. That pot is what Kawaii Potato came out of. Why? Let me explain. So what I didn't mention at the time is that while there was thinspo and people being really negative about their bodies and thin was in, we had the opposite going on where the body positivity movement actually started gaining traction. Nowadays, people are a lot better about it. But since the movement was just starting, it was hard to actually get people into it and getting people to be okay with diverse body types. Used to having only one beauty standard, you have to be skinny, white, straight hair, long hair, whatever. That was how everything had to be. But now we're seeing people of color, people of different body weights, people of different heights, people with different nose sizes, whatever, are now in the media, and people love it. But as this was a time where cute was in, you couldn't exactly be very aggressive. Can we pretend that airplanes in the night sky are like shooting stars? Sorry. But you couldn't be aggressive about your approach because then people would be like, evil fat people trying to make everybody fat. Ugh. Which is stupid. That's not what it is, and that's never what it has been. And since a lot of people were not skin and bones like the beauty standard was, which is very unhealthy, and people were just regular body weights, they started believing they were fat or unhealthy or gross. And the cute aesthetics of the time, it sort of became a way to degrade yourself and be like, I'm not the beauty standard, I'm not conventionally attractive, but I'm still me, I'm a weird little guy and I'm cute. So it was basically a way for the people that did not feel great about themselves, for people that felt insecure because of their body weight, because they didn't have a certain look to them. It was a way for them to be like, I'm weird and I'm proud. The reason why I brought up Adventure Time was because the art style is very obviously based off of Adventure Time, and a lot of things at the time, specifically for the aesthetic, was Adventure Time themed. I didn't even watch Adventure Time as a kid. I watched it recently and I was still looking up art tutorials to look like this. So my controversial hot take of the day is that Kawaii Potato was one of the starts that pioneered the body positivity movement and made it popular. Because being a weird, cute, quirky, manic pixie dream girl was the trend at the time. So this gave people that were generally pretty insecure about themselves the spotlight because they were just a quirky little Kawaii Potato girl. So what do I think all of this means in the modern times? As I said, I believe that the Kawaii Potato meme made a lot of people be more willing to accept themselves and be more willing that they were not conforming to some random beauty standard that people just decided was cool at the time. And instead were accepting themselves for their quirks and their oddities and just being themselves. And nowadays, where are the Kawaii Potatoes at? Where are they? There are obviously the millennials that just grew out of it. They have spouses, they have kids, they've just moved on from it. Then we also have the millennials that are still into it, making silly faces and doing that. And we have Gen Z that were online, like me. which I'm not even gonna lie to you, I still love the galaxy aesthetic. I try so hard not to fall into it, but I want to so badly. Like, part of the reason why I even did this video was because I wanted to dress up like this to heal my inner child, because this is what I wanted to look like when I grew up. But I also feel a lot better about myself. Whenever I was into the Kawaii potato, Life is Strange, Galaxy Print, Jacksepticeye, I Has Cupquake, Dan and Phil era, I was deeply insecure about myself. I was in a bad situation overall, and it was my way of being like, I'm myself. I don't need to be like all the other girls. Which, I'm not like other girls, is a can of worms, pick me bottle of combustion in itself. But yes, I did have my pick me, I'm not like other girls era. I'm ashamed of it, but I had to go through it to be who I am today. And now I truly accept that I am me. This is the meat sack I was given. I just gotta do the best I can. And I'm kind of going back to this era with my new mindset, and I'm thinking, man, what if I do just want to be a kawaii potato? I want to wear flower crowns and the same Tumblr grunge striped shirt aesthetic. I still kind of want to dress like this. I still really like this outfit, even though it's considered cringe. I'm cringe and I'm free. And I've still had my moments where I was very questionable and cringy, just growing up and figuring out who I am, like the Dream SMP, again, Dan and Phil, the Minecraft roleplay era, which again, talking about in another video, again, my I'm not like other girls pick me era, Life is Strange, Undertale. I was a cringe millennial even though I was born 10 years later, basically. Was it 10 years? Man, I don't know. I don't know when the generation started and ended. I just know I'm Gen Z. That's all I know. But the moral of today is to accept yourself. If the things you like are cringe and you are needing to cope with certain cringy imagery just to feel good about yourself, who cares? As long as you're not harming anybody, as long as you're not doing anything offensive and harmful to other communities, just be you. And I know that's hard for some people to come to terms with, and it's hard to think about being able to accept yourself whenever you don't look a certain way or you feel like you should be conforming to certain standards. But don't. We are all little specks on a water and dirt rock, and we just made up these random beauty standards to sell more products to people. So if you want to be soft core, soft girl era, clean girl aesthetic, goth girl, ooh girl, scene core, weird core, whatever core is in your core, do whatever you want. Be free. Be a kawaii potato. And I will see you next time. Bye bye.